Poor Mario. This little guy goes through a lot of tough times. Luckily though, there are plenty of items to help him on his way to rescuing his, sort of girlfriend, I guess. These items can range from pure awesomeness to killing you instantly. But we're going to talk about the ones that are pure awesomeness. Here are my top 10 favourite Mario power-ups. As I mentioned at the beginning, Mario is just a little guy. At least, at first he is. I'm going to start this list with the first power-up that you get in most Mario games, the mushroom. This, quite simply, makes Mario grow in size. It makes him able to smash bricks and, more importantly, take an extra hit without dying. You know that feeling. You're on a hard level, you're small, trying to get through the obstacles and enemies, and you're just wishing for a mushroom to appear somewhere. You want your safety net. This power-up is important as sometimes it's required to have it to make other power-ups appear. This power-up is also important because without it, he wouldn't be Super Mario. But there are 9 more fancier power-ups to get through, so let's have a look at what number 9 is. There are a few animal-based power-ups on this list, and this is one of them. In Super Mario Galaxy, you get to the Honey Hive Galaxy and come across this mushroom that's coloured like a bee. Surprise, surprise, this turns you into Bee Mario. Bee Mario can hover, he can stick to honeycombs to climb up them, he can climb along the Queen Bee for some reason. She likes that, and then she's going to shrink in size and go go-karting later. He makes it onto the list because he's fun to play as and essential to getting some stars. But he's also very low on the list because the levels you play as him on are designed for him specifically, so unlike the other power-ups on this list, you can't take him on any level in the game, and you lose him when you touch water, but it's still a fun power-up to use. Super Mario World is a game I didn't grow up with. Although I did play it at times at a friend's house, I never owned it until I got the GBA version when I was 18. So I have no nostalgia for the cape power-up, which is mainly why it's only at number 8, but it definitely deserves a spot on this list because of just how fun and useful it is to use. Not only does it provide you with a melee attack, but you can soar up in the air, and with clever controlling, which I don't have the hang of, you could glide along indefinitely and fly over the levels. Dive bombing is also fun too. So yeah, I know a lot of people would have this power up a lot higher on their lists, but purely because I don't have any nostalgia for this power up, it's going to sit in at number 8. When I was young, I found the mushroom made me grow, but when I was big Mario, a flower would come along. Being a 4-year-old boy, I just thought it was for decoration, so I didn't bother with it. I soon learnt that touching this flower would bring Mario an ability that would probably make boys start to like flowers. You can shoot fire. I just can't stress this enough. Mario can shoot balls of fire out of his hands. I mean, how amazing is that? And I know it's become a staple of his character now, like in Smash Brothers, he can just shoot fire normally without the aid of a fire flower. But this power-up just meant that Mario could shoot fireballs. I mean, I know that's people don't really think about that now, but just think about how amazing it is that something can do that. And it also meant a lot to me because it made the underwater levels a lot easier, getting rid of the bloopers and cheeps. And it was always fun seeing what the different Bowsers would turn into at the end of each world. And this power-up carried over into so many other platformers. Unfortunately though, there are some enemies it can't defeat. If only there was a power-up that could. Super Mario Bros. 3, one of my all-time favourite games, home to some new enemies and some new power-ups. Some of these new enemies can't be destroyed by the Fire Flower, but one of the new power-ups can destroy them. Enter the Hammer Brothers suit. This suit turns Mario into a Hammer Bro. Remember those incredibly annoying enemies you just couldn't get past in the first game? Now you're one of them. So Boo, Swamps, Dry Bones, no problem now. But this suit is kind of rare in the game, so each one you get feels precious. You really don't want to lose it. Maybe that's why I think so fondly of it, but getting to be a Hammer Brothers, getting to throw hammers, that is just an amazing power-up to have. Number 5 is a power-up that's been in there since the beginning as well, the Star. It's an item that is just so awesome it needs its own music. Just grabbing that star and running for it just makes you feel powerful. And isn't that what a power-up should do? Make you feel powerful? I'm going to be generous and give this slot to other variations of invincibility as well, including the Rainbow Star from Mario Galaxy and the Metal Cap from Mario 64. I mean, just listen to this music as well. Even the Doki Doki Panic Mario 2 had to include the star. Just listen to those drums. And I loved how in Mario 3 they added a somersault when he jumps while invincible, and I always loved to do this off the pyramid. Wow, he must be so dizzy. When Super Mario 3D World was announced, I was excited. Not just because it looked awesome, or it had 4-player co-op, and not just because it featured Luigi, Toad and Peach controlling like they did in Mario 2, but because of this new power-up. It turns you into a cat. This is awesome, firstly because cats are awesome and everyone loves cats, and people who don't love cats should just take a look at how fluffy this one is and change their mind. The cat power-up isn't just for show though. You can pounce, use your claws to attack, and best of all, climb walls to reach secret areas. And that meow you hear at the end of each level is just adorable. Except for when Luigi does it, then it's just creepy. One thing that stands in my mind when I think of Mario 3 is that opening level, where you grab the Koopa, throw him into a block and out pops a leaf. You get it and Mario suddenly has ears and a tail. You take a run up and you fly into the sky. The image of Raccoon Mario is one that sticks in my mind and seriously brings me back to my childhood. I love everything about this power-up. The fact you can use your tail as a weapon, and later on you can get an upgraded version of it known as the Tanuki suit, which lets you turn into a statue. I'm gonna let this slot be shared with both power-ups, but I'm going to give the edge to Raccoon Mario since it holds more sentimental value to me. But seeing Mario fly for the first time was just an amazing experience. And also you get the P-Wing variation as well, which lets you fly indefinitely. Some people will say this isn't a power-up, but I consider it to be. In Super Mario World, you rescue an egg in a block, and out pops Yoshi. How can he be a power-up since he's a character, I hear you ask? Well, like other power-ups, when you're on him, you have new abilities. And if you get hit, you lose him. So he acts as an extra hit point too. And another bonus of this one is, when you hit him, he runs around so you have the opportunity to get him back again. He uses his long tongue to eat enemies, he spits out shells. Different colour shells give him different abilities in Super Mario World, like fire and flying. And in Galaxy 2, he can get his own power-ups. This is a power-up that has power-ups. Featuring Yoshi in the game automatically ups the awesome factor in my opinion. I mean, look at Yoshi's Woolly World. Without him, it would just be called Woolly World, and who'd want to play that? Before I reveal number 1, let's look at some honourable mentions. Karibo's Shoe. Everyone loves this one, I love it too, and it would have made the list, but it was only featured in one level and one game, so it's not really significant enough. But the fact that it made such an impact on such a brief appearance earns it a mention. I'm sure Super Mario Maker will bring us lots more Karibo Shoe goodness. The Wing Cap. Making Mario fly is an awesome move. Sticking wings on his hat is another image they used in promoting Mario 64. The reason it doesn't make the list is because you're more gliding than you are flying, and it is a timed power-up. Boulder Mario. Mario smashes stuff. Smashing stuff is always good. Cloud Mario. As someone who is reckless and likes to make risky jumps, this is a handy power-up for me to have. This one was neck and neck with B Mario to make it on the list, but I felt B Mario was used a lot more, so it should be on the list. Plus this one might have been confused with the Cloud from Mario 3 that lets you skip levels, so I thought let's just leave Clouds off the list completely. And the propeller suit. Just give that remote a shake and Mario whizzes up in the air. Practically essential to getting all the star coins. If you're someone who doesn't consider Yoshi a power-up, then fair enough, take him off the list, move everything up a space and stick this in at number 10. Most people who know me will know that I'm not too keen on underwater levels in platformers. For the most part, I find them kind of awkward to control. I just want to speed along, getting through these levels, running and jumping on things. But water levels tend to, I find they slow down the experience a bit. So Mario 3 provided me with a solution to my problem. You go into a Toad house, and what do they give you? The frog suit. Finally, I can move a lot quicker in water. I can control it a lot easier. This is what I was dreaming of. I'm going to use this all the time. Oh wait, it's not so good on land. I mean, yeah, you sort of seem to jump a lot better, but he does this weird hopping thing along instead of running. Although it's kind of funny when he grabs a block or a shell, he looks like he's wearing a onesie. But I mean, is there a power-up though that can solve my underwater problem but still be useful on land? Hang on, playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii, I noticed that there's this curious suit here, the penguin suit. Not only does this suit make it easier to move through water, But you can also shoot ice balls, and when you're on land you can slide on your front and knock bad guys out the way, which is especially fun on ice levels. People keep saying that they want the frog suit back, but why? We have the penguin suit, which combines the frog suit's advantages, the ice flowers advantages, and a little bit of that shell Mario from the first new Super Mario Bros. All with the advantage of not being so weird to control on land. Plus it's a penguin, which is the best animal ever. I was so annoyed that Super Mario Bros. U didn't feature it until the special world, and some of the levels were just crying for it, but at least in the Luigi game they featured it a bit more. So for me, there is no contest when it comes to Mario power-ups. The penguin suit is my favourite, hands down.
Oh yeah, Mario time!
So they were my top 10 favourite Mario power-ups. You may agree with my list, you may disagree with it. I mean, everyone's is going to be different. So if mine is different to yours, there's no need to boo about it. Why not just spring into action and come up with a list of your own, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. And even, you could just make your own video and put it on YouTube on the double. Flying squirrel related pun.
Oh yeah,